Hi, Fenz here from FTP Training. I'm down at the Nerve Centre of FTP Training, the Watts Factory in rural New South Wales, Nowra. Alright, when athletes come onto FTP Training, one of the things that we often ask them to do, if they're able, is to transition from being heart rate based athletes through to power based training athletes, because of the benefits of being able to really quantify and measure our power output over quantifying and gauging our intensity of exercise via the heart rate. Again, I've covered this in previous Friday Tips with Fenz. One of the main issues that I get queries and asked, and my associate coaches get asked about when this transition occurs is, you know, when they were training with a heart rate monitor, it was very, very easy to stay at a steady heart rate over a period of time when they were given a tempo effort or a threshold effort, for instance. And this made training very easy when they were looking at their Garmin head unit or looking at their Today's Plan head unit. So the reality of that is that power by its very nature is stochastic. It goes up and it goes down very, very quickly. Stomp on the pedals, power shoots up. Relax on the pedals, power drops down. So when we're going over varied terrain, we're going over rolling terrain, it becomes very difficult sometimes for us to gauge the intensity that our coach has given us. For instance, we may have been set a 10-minute effort, say at 80 to 85% of our current functional threshold power. But we're going up and down little rollers the whole time. You're struggling to stay below 85% as you're going up the climb, and you're struggling to stay on the power as you're going down the climb or down the descent. So the reality of what you need to do in that is to think about trying to maintain an average intensity of 80 to 85% over that given duration. And that might mean that you're throttling it back to around sort of 86, 87% as you're going up the climb and spinning, and then trying to stay at around that sort of 75% on the way down. That way, the overall average for the ride will stay at around that 82 to 83%, which is within the target zone for that particular effort. Again, remember that those target efforts for power are set there to target specific energy systems in the body. So if you're feeling really good and your coach has set you 85% as a max for the efforts, just because you're feeling good doesn't necessarily mean that your coach wants you to go out there and smash it 105%. So remember that and just throttle it back a little bit. Okay, so, you know, training with power can be a little bit harder to stay within the ranges. But if you do that, that will help a huge amount to being able to satisfy your desire to stick within the range. Another way to think about it, or another way to handle these things, is to change the way in which your head unit samples that power. Well, we will still sample at 1 second intervals for most Garmin head units, for instance, but we might set a 10-second average for our interval zones, which means that the power is, you know, averaged over 10 seconds and means that it will stay more consistent and remain very similar then to how your heart rate would be. Alright guys, I hope that helps, and I'll catch you out in the trail. Cheers, bye bye.